Hey guys, what's up? This is GaLm, and I am here doing a Facecam Q&A thing with sunglasses on, because I keep doing that, and you know what? Why not? I like having the sunglasses on, and you are not supposed to care about my eyes anyways, right? You have the camera, all this free space over here. Fun fact, there's actually a really messy room off camera. I just shoved everything off to the side, so that's good, that's good. This is my beautiful baby mic, Blue Yeti. It's not complete yet, needs a shock mount so it looks even more fucking monstrous, but I'm going to be talking into it because the webcam mic sucks ass, and so it's going to be on screen, it's going to be with me, joining me on this beautiful Facecam video. So, anyways, I have it written down. If I showed it while I'm just talking about stuff, I wrote down all the questions I'm going to answer because I didn't want to sit here and be like over here scrolling and shit like that. So there's 30 questions in total. Pretty much. It's a lot, actually, for like a Facecam Q&A thing. A few things before we fully get into this. If you asked a question, if you actually asked a question and you didn't just like watch the video and go, that's cool, moving on. If you actually asked a question, and I don't like read out your name, or if I don't read your name out, it's either because somebody else asked a question that is very similar to it, or a lot of people asked the exact same question. Well, that's the exact same fucking point. You probably asked a really weird question, or a very generic question that I didn't really want to answer, such as, are you going to do this and this game and stuff? I'll answer those, but not going to dedicate a whole section on it, specifically. You'll see what I'll do. Third, if you asked a question through Twitter, I kind of lost all of your questions. I didn't expect that when I did this video, I wouldn't be able to access the tweets from a while ago, because this is about 2 weeks after the other, not really 2 weeks, like a week ago. Whoops, my bad. So if you ask a question through Twitter, sorry, I'm not going to get to it. I did tweet out that I lost your questions, so I also blame you for not re-asking them. Moving on, here we go with the Facecam Q&A thing, if you even care to watch it all the way through. The first question that we got, the very first question that was even posted, was by one Tim Soros Rex. He asked, how big is your dick? Well, Tim, let me just check it. So, moving on to the next question. One that was asked by a lot of fucking people. How did you meet Chilled? And I'm gonna two-prong this because it's kind of like a leapfrogging sensation thing. I met Chilled through Z. And I met Z a few years ago when he was looking for some body actors in Machinima. I added him on Xbox Live or Xbox Connect. I'm not really sure of the details. It's been a long time. But the point is, I met him a while ago, and then I started joining up on some of his Xbox Live games, and eventually I met Chilled when we were playing the Halo Reach beta a couple of years ago. He didn't keep me on his friends list, he added me then, and then a while later, quite a while later, Z got StarCraft 2, I joined him in their little shenanigans in StarCraft 2, and that's how I met Spoon and Chilled, and a lot of things happened, and I started doing videos with Chilled, and I started meeting the rest of the people on the internet. So that's cool. There's your question answer. Moving on. This next question is by Pyra Torque. His name was spelled with 2 letters of each, so I just cut it down to Pyra Torque. It might be or he might be simulating some kind of stuttering effect. And if you do stutter, Pyra Torque, it translates like condolences. Anyways, he asked, where are you from? And I am from in terms of, I'm in the North, I'm in United States of America, and I am from South Carolina. I was born there, but I didn't live there for any real period of time. I was born there, and then soon after, I moved to Hawaii, which was pretty cool. I lived there until I was 5 years old. Didn't really think anything special of it, because when you live in these vacation locations, you don't care. People in Florida are like, Florida sucks. People in Hawaii, meh, Hawaii's alright, but it's expensive. But, yeah, I went from Hawaii back to South Carolina, and then I eventually moved down to Texas, where I have been since the age of 6. So I've been here for a very long period of time, and I pretty much just consider myself, I'm from Texas. And that's good enough for me, right? So, moving on. What part of, and this is, I guess this is slightly related to the last one, what part of Asia does your family come from? Well, I am, if you couldn't tell ethnicity, I am Filipino and black, or African American if you want to get into that. So my Filipino side, the Asian side, is from the Philippines. If you couldn't tell that already. So, yeah, they're from the Philippines. Boop, 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 boop. Unfortunately, like I said, I was born in the United States soil. I'm a United States citizen. They're not. Whatever. This next question is game-related. GaLm, will you do a Skyrim Let's Play with a different character that is totally different from the class you picked in the beginning? From Mr. Lion's Fire. No. I don't think I'd do an entire new Let's Play of Skyrim as any kind of character, because I already played through Skyrim. I'm kind of thinking of scrapping the current one right now, actually, because I've beaten the main storyline. I've gone through that entire thing, and I don't know. We'll see. When I am in game and I'm playing it, I have fun. But when I'm looking back, I'm like, it's alright. However, maybe I can do live streams with it, because it's a little bit more fun to live stream a game like Skyrim or like Stalker, like sandbox games like that. So you can get a little bit more interaction, and it's not a lone journey. So we can do live streams. Moving on. GaLm, are you in school? If so, how do you make time to upload videos? Well, I'm currently not in school, and I'll actually touch on the whole college thing at the end of this question. When I started doing videos a few years ago on the GamerClipz channel, I was in high school. I think I was a sophomore when I started doing, let me see, I started in 2009, and that would make me, yeah, that would make me a sophomore. Alright, so I started doing Let's Plays in my sophomore year. By the time I started the sophomore year, I was actively trying to do Let's Plays. So what I would do back then, and throughout high school afterwards, is during my free time, I would record games, I would talk over while playing the games, and then I'd render it out, I'd put it together in Sony Vegas, and then upload it when I went to school. I need to stop hitting my mic with all these hand movements and stuff. But yeah, basically, record the footage in my free time, which was, by the way, all the time I wasn't in school. I had a lot of free time. I wasn't on any, like, sports teams or anything. Yeah, I definitely wasn't on any sports teams. I wasn't in, like, theater or any extracurricular activities. So, pretty much, YouTube was what I was doing throughout high school. So, yeah. If I were in college, I'd probably be doing the same thing, except maybe with slightly less time. Some people have told me that I'd probably have more time than I did in high school, because high school took up a good portion, like a good 8 to 10 hours per day, which is a lot compared to like compared to college. Would be like, okay, here's 3 to 5 hours, maybe even less, where you're actually at the school building, and then you would come in and then you do your homework and stuff. I don't know. Some of you might remember a while back when I did the update video about my channel, and I told you why I switched over from GamerClipz to GaLmHD. I mentioned that I was possibly going to be starting college, and that I didn't know how that would affect my schedule. I didn't start college, at least not this semester. I still want to go to college. It's definitely, I'm not like avoiding it, but some personal things happened, and I ended up not being able to enroll during this semester. So there's that. I still plan on going, and stuff like that. I don't have any plans, by the way. Some people were like, ooh, do you have any majors you want to go in? No. I don't really know what I want to do with my life, so I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, the last question was by Supreme4Life398. And this next one is by Halo4Life090. He asks, GaLm, what upcoming games are you most likely to get/play? Well, Halo4Life, I don't really have like a lot of planned games because there are quite a lot coming out, and it's kind of hard to keep track of them. And then there's the whole money issue. However, I do have Mass Effect 3 pre-ordered already. So I'm definitely going to be continuing that. If I know a lot of you guys have never watched my Mass Effect 1 or Mass Effect 2 playthrough, because those are old. I don't even recommend going back to them, because that was sophomore GaLm. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I'm going to be continuing my playthrough as my half douchebag infiltrator guy. I'm kind of planning on changing the way he looks, by the way, so we'll see what happens in that. Any other games I'm planning on trying out? BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite is a game that I'm looking forward to, along with a lot of other sequels, like Halo 4. We'll see how those roll out. Eventually I plan on doing a lot of games, so this goes back to what I said at the beginning. At least I think I said at the beginning. It's a maybe for a lot of games. There isn't a lot of games that I won't do. It's just a matter of when. So, moving on to the next one. This one is by ZX Pikachu XZ. What is your plan for YouTube, and do you want to do it for a living? Well, I kind of already do it for a living, but I'm assuming what he means is like a job, like officially as a job. As a Machinima partner, I do get income from the videos now. However, currently, not a lot. I don't get a lot from doing this currently, but I wouldn't mind it. I definitely wouldn't mind doing this for a living. I already do it. I did it for 2 to 3 years straight. Let me see. Yeah, I did it for 3 years straight. No, 2 to 3. I did it for years straight without getting a single cent back. I wouldn't mind getting money. So, if I can do it for a living, if I get, like, exposure and viewers and stuff, yeah. I wouldn't mind doing it for a living. If so, my plan would be to post more videos. That's generally it. That's what I do. We're gonna move on to the next page. I probably should have put numbers on this page, and so I can be like, question 10. So, next question by Silent Person 00. It's actually just 2 zeros, but 00 sounds cool. How much was the overall cost of your PC that you built? And I'm assuming he means this one, not the one behind me. That one is the old computer that I did all of my old LPs on. It's alright, baby. I still love you, but I don't know what to do with you. This one, which you can't really see because it's off to the side a little bit, I'd push it forward so you could see it a little bit more, but then the camera would get pulled, and that'd be bad. This computer and all the accessories that came along was about $2,300. A lot. The computer itself, though, probably around $1,700, $1,800. I wouldn't really base, if you're trying to, like, if you're asking me the cost of this because you want to build your own computer, I wouldn't exactly I wouldn't take the prices at face value, because prices fluctuate. They can either go up or they can go down, and an example of this would be the hard drives. The hard drives cost me $350 for two 2TB hard drives. I bought one of them was 2 terabytes. That's the one I record to, or one of them was $200. That's the one I record to. It's 7,200 RPM. And the other one is 5,000 RPM, and that one was 150 bucks. A year ago from this video, you could have gotten both of those for less than like $150. So, yeah. The prices went up because of the flood in Thailand. So, yeah, prices can change. Something can become $300 when it was $500. Something can become fucking $1,000 when it was $50. So, I'd look around. If you were doing this to try to figure out a budget, you can figure that out. There's a lot of tutorials on Google and stuff. Moving on to the next question. What is your favorite game or series? And a lot of people ask a question similar to this. That's why I generalized it. And a year ago, I probably wouldn't have answered it with anything. I probably would have said, I don't have a favorite game. There are too many games to play. But, you know, I did some soul searching, and I can definitely say Halo. That was supposed to jump cut to me getting like all my Halo games and showing them, but I'm too lazy to get up and grab them. So anyways, Halo was, in a way, a lot of my firsts. Halo was my first shooter game, first-person shooter. Halo 2 was my first online game. Halo 3 was my first Xbox 360 game. Halo Reach was my first Let's Play on a console. I don't know. But I really like the Halo series. It's a sci-fi story. I'm a big fan of sci-fi stories. I can latch on to stuff like that, like space sci-fi, you know, Mass Effect, things like that. I really love stories like that. I'm kind of, at first when they announced Halo 4, I wasn't really all that excited for it, but now I'm a little bit hyped. I'm wondering what they could possibly do. There are some aspects of Halo that I despise. Some aspects of the story are stupid and don't make sense, but it's definitely got a place in my past. And without Halo, the Halo series, I probably wouldn't be, you know, here doing YouTube videos and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty invested in there. Moving on to the next question. This one is by AQT6452. GaLm. If you were invited to join the creatures, would you accept? I'm not sure about that. There's a lot of things that go into something like that. If I were invited, I'd definitely consider it a lot. But I don't really think the creatures are the group that would invite people in. They've been pretty close-knitted. They've lost members instead of gained members over the last year. So, if I were invited, I'd consider it. It could be a yes, it could be a no, maybe. But, yeah. On that side note, if I were invited to the house, I wouldn't mind. It'd just be a matter of getting the money to go there. And jackets. A lot of jackets. I saw that snow. We don't really get snow in Texas. So, next question is by Ford4824. What's your favorite band? I don't really have a favorite band, Ford, because I listen to a very wide variety of music depending on who the hell links it to me. I don't actively search for music. People link it to me and I'm like, whoa, that sounds cool. Or I hear it in a video and hey, look it up. But I can say some bands that I did listen to quite a lot in my youth. Which I'm still a youth, but I get to feel like super old and wise when I say my youth, my older days as a young teenager, instead of an old teenager like I am now. I listen to Linkin Park. I listen to Linkin Park a lot. System of a Down I listen to. Muse. All those bands, I listen to them a lot. Eminem. Yeah. I still do. I don't really like. For a while, I didn't really, I was like, man, those are childish. I shouldn't listen to those. And I stopped listening. I hated all the songs. But I think I got over that. I'm like, no, I still like the songs. That's cool. So, yeah. Nowadays, like I said, if someone links me to it or I hear a song, that's what I listen to. But I guess I could say I'm a very big fan of instrumental pieces. Not really so much... I can't really care for, like, lyrics and stuff. Like, actually genuinely go, oh my god, those lyrics, they speak my life. And then, like, tweet out my status on Facebook or some shit as that and be like, happy birthday to me. This song is so amazing. No. We're gonna move on with that one. Can you do behind-the-scenes video in a tutorial format for recording, rendering, or uploading? And that one was by JRulesIsh. Possibly. Actually, I've always really been considering doing a tutorial on a lot of things. GamerClipz was intended to actually have a lot of tutorials, but I did one. I did one tutorial, and that was for the demo smoother, which was completely unrelated to anything, really. And that's outdated by a lot now. I don't really... Possibly. I definitely want to do one. In a very... It has to be a very nice series. I want to do it professionally, you know? Show the entire production thing and not just be like... I hit F9 and I record. No, I want it to be good. Although at the moment, I feel kind of like I'm a YouTube amateur, if that makes sense. Let's Player amateur, if you will. I don't think I'm a pro. And until I do, I might not really do anything. And another thing that's holding me off on doing it is I actually want to do stuff with a real life, like an HD camera thingy, so I can be like, oh, look at me, or whatever fucking kind of camera I end up getting. A webcam is not something to record with. It's like for showing up on webcam being like, hey, or a vlog like thing, or Facecam QnA thing like this. But for going around the house, recording stuff, or walking in the street and doing shit, an HD camera is where I want to go. And so whenever I get that, which is a long time away, by the way, that's not on my priority list. That's like a year away or something. But I don't know. That depends on you guys. If you want me to do that, like, without waiting a whole year, I could do that. On the other side, though, a lot of people do stuff like that. Even people who fucking have never done a video in their life, they go, well, this is how you record with Fraps. And they push a button and they're like, well, I did it. Thanks for watching this tutorial, guys. So, yeah, there's that. Next one. Ooh, this one is big, kind of-ish. I'm gonna two-prong it. This one is by the Rogue Man 007. He asks, or he says, rather, I plan to be a YouTube commentator as well. Any tips? Alright. And alongside that, I'm gonna answer, what got me into doing Let's Plays? I started doing Let's Plays pretty much because of, you guys may have never heard of him. He hasn't made a video in a long time. There is a guy named Jotes. I will link it or show it on an annotation or something if I remember. Maybe show it on screen. But I remember a long while ago, I was watching his videos with a friend of mine. And they were called Let's Plays, and he was really funny and entertaining, and I watched his videos every other day, especially when he was actually releasing them, and it was cool. And I was like, man, I want to do stuff like that, and I didn't know what they were called at the time. I didn't know they were called Let's Plays. I just knew that I want to do videos, so that led into me doing, making the GamerClipz channel. Eventually, when I got this new computer, I was like, I could record stuff. It was always on the back of my mind that maybe I wanted to do Let's Plays. And I started off, and this is going to be leading on to the tip stuff, and I started off kind of slow. if that makes any sense. There's a lot of things, a lot of subtleties in getting into Let's Plays that you don't really... Like, it's easy to go and say, I talk over video games, and then I post it. That's the core basics of doing Let's Plays, right? Well, you gotta have a lot of things. You gotta have the programs, you gotta have all the different things, and there's a lot of other variables like how good is my computer, how good is my upload speed, how much do I want to upload, and is this really right for me? And that depends on the individual, really, because there are some genuinely funny people out there who could do great Let's Plays, and then there are fucking huge Let's Players who are kind of boring. That's, by the way, opinion. Obviously, they're big because a lot of other people find them entertaining, otherwise they wouldn't be big. And that's kind of my, by the way, off topic, that's my general viewpoint on people bandwagon hating on stuff. Obviously, it's some people like it, you don't? Oh well. But anyways, tips on it. The first one I can say is talk. It is pretty obvious that you should be talking, but what I mean by that is don't really just sit there and think, oh man, what are they gonna think of what I say and how I sound? Now, there are some people genuinely out there who have unique voices that definitely attract attention, but you will find people who will not care about that. They'll like what you say, they'll like what you do, how you react to everything, and you don't think about it. And that's really a large part of it. That's another tip. Don't think so hard about it. You're playing video games. Have fun while doing it. If you just do it. There's no real thing to playing a video game. If you suck at video games, though, get better. That's a good tip. If you suck at video games, please don't suck. There are people out there who make a living off of sucking at video games. I like to assume that I'm competent at video games. I have derp moments, but everyone has derp moments. Everyone's has moments where you look at stuff and you go, what? Ooh, this one's big. I probably should have said it first. Please don't go into doing Let's Plays. And I'm saying Let's Plays constantly because I don't do like commentary in a lot of people think when you hear commentary you think, oh, a guy playing Call of Duty and talking about it and never really talking about the game itself. He's talking about his fucking lunch or some shit. But people like the way he sounds, so they watch it. If you're gonna get into what I do, like Let's Plays and stuff, don't do it for like attention, money, and stuff like that. Do it because you have fun while doing it. Maybe you won't have fun at the beginning because you're unsure of what to go, but I kept on doing Let's Plays, and now I feel weird when I don't upload something. Like, if I don't upload a single video a day, it feels weird, like a wasted day or something. If I'm not rendering, it feels like I'm wasting time. And that might be because of me. I'm slightly a workaholic once I get started in doing something. I'm lazy as fuck until I do it, until I actually start, but yeah. I didn't get into doing Let's Plays to get big. In fact, it was a very big thing, and I guess this kind of goes against what I said, where I said don't really think about it a lot. I thought about it a lot as I'm never going to get big in any kind of way, and I still don't think I'm big, by the way. I have like a scale, a pronged scale of where you are in the YouTubing kind of popularity thing, and you have this, and I'm around here, like a slightly above the bottom of the barrel. So don't think that you're gonna become big, especially don't think you're gonna get big really quickly. If you don't have, and this is another tip, if you don't have contacts and other big commentators that you can do videos with and have fun and stuff with, don't post 5 videos and go, why don't I have 50,000 views on them? It takes a long time. I got possibly 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers on my own. When I was doing stuff nearly completely solo, the only times I did videos were with my friends, like Jeebus, Goon, Fubar. They didn't even, Fubar was definitely against me doing LPs because I do LPs in a different way. There's a bunch of different ways to do LPs. But yeah, I did stuff with them, and they definitely weren't in the YouTube community in any kind of way. So I was by myself for a long time. At 1,000 videos, I think I was maybe around 2,000 subscribers, not like 1,500 subscribers. It takes a while, guys. If you're not big, if you're a machinima director, probably goes by a little quicker. By the way, let me adjust this autofocus because I see it blurring constantly. Don't do it for the money. Don't do it to get big. Have fun with it. That's basically a lot of what I can give. Because if you get into it for the money, you're going to treat it as a job, you're not going to have fun with it, and it's just going to become another dead-end source of income. Unless you're a really good actor. I guess if you're a good actor, you can do it, but then you want to be here watching me. Don't this. Let me move on because I've been on that one for a while. Can you do face cams on scary games by the Blood Brother 98? Well, Blood Brother 98, sure, maybe. Especially now that I've done this super average face cam reveal thingy, maybe. If you guys can find me some scary stuff, throw a recommendation, I guess, you know? I've played a lot of scary games, by the way. Like all the scary Flash games, and all the people will be like, ooh, play The House 2 or something. I played those. Penumbra, I played those a lot. I've tried speedrunning Penumbra, and I actually did a facecam speedrun of Amnesia, but that was just because I was being mean to someone. I was like, you're taking a long time to beat this game. Let me beat it in 3 hours. So that was fun. By the way, I've watched people beat Amnesia in 18 minutes, but fuck those guys. They cheated. Let's see. Serg830 asks, if you were to have a job, what would you get? He also included, in parentheses, that not YouTube, obviously, a real-life job. There are so many out there that it's really hard to decide. I definitely would want to be like a game designer, something related to games. I don't know. If not that, then go to acting school and become an actor. Something fun, you know? Something you can go to work and be like, hey, this isn't entirely boring. Awesome. So, yeah. But this is coming from the guy who doesn't even have like an idea of a major to get into. So, I don't even know. Maybe in a year I'll be able to answer that. Maybe in 2 years. We'll see where it goes. Life is interesting. I've been pretty adamant in just sticking with YouTube, though. Are you ready for the zombie apocalypse by Plotted Fate? No, I'm not Plotted Fate. There are a lot of different factors that could go into the zombie apocalypse, and we're discarding the whole fact that it's entirely unlikely that it were to happen. But the obligatory, was it a fast zombie or slow zombie? Slow zombies, you could probably live against. Fast zombies, you're fucked. So we're gonna go with the slow zombie arguments. I actually have around here the zombie survival guide. Let me get it. So, back to it. Bam! Zombie survival guide. So maybe I have some slight chances. If they're the slow kind of zombies, I've got Max Brooks helping me, man. Bam! Read up and be like, avoid urban areas. Shit. Well, I have a meth flask. That's my general reaction to some of these amazing details given by the zombie survival guide that probably fucked me over. Alright, next question is... Next question is on this page. We're gonna put it on there anyways. Next question is by... Actually, I could... Yeah, chilling out back here. Hell yeah, I can move the mic. Although it kind of takes up more of the video. Anyways, let's see. Army Killer 96 asks... Will you be making another channel if you start doing real-life videos? Or just post them on this channel? If I start doing real-life videos, I just post on this channel. If I were still on GamerClipz, I probably would have made a real-life channel, but GaLmHD, it's universal. It's across the board. Machinima and stuff, that's what this channel's for. GamerClipz, I would have hesitated and been like, I don't know. Let's see. When do you think you are going to stop Let's Playing forever? By ShimoShamman. 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 I'm gonna call you Shimo. So, to answer that question, I don't really have any plans to stop Let's Playing. Like, ever. Hell, if I can be a 40-year-old dude still Let's Playing while having a job or something, like having my college completed and stuff, that'd be cool. Like, honestly, I just wanna... I wanna do Let's Plays for a long time. I feel awkward not recording a single-player game. Unless it's like an MMO. But an MMO is not a single-player game. So no, I don't have any plans on stopping anytime soon. If YouTube goes down, I might stop Let's Playing, but I could always move on to, like, another thing. Who knows? Moving on. By Gwyn or Gwyn or GWin. Name's on the screen. If I mispronounce your name, my bad. They ask, what kind of beard or facial hair would you like to have? I'd like the kind that doesn't suck. That pretty much answers it. I have like a mustache thing. Like a fucking pedo mustache. And it kind of sucks. I don't really have, like, I have chin hair. Like little fuzz, and that's it. This is from January, by the way. This facial hair I shaved on the 1st of January to be like, new year, new me. So in 2 months, because today is February, what is February? Today is February 8th. Okay, a single month. I don't have shit to show for it. So I'd like kind where I could be like, in fucking half a week, be like, whoa, Jesus, what year is it? Oh. So, you people with the facial hair and complaining about having the facial hair, at least you have the choice. I'd like facial hair of any kind, really, as long as it didn't suck, as long as it wasn't like, just like, oh, here's giant fucking sideburns, and that's all you're gonna get. I'm cool with it. Alright. Next question is by Nodoff Fan. I heard that you are an atheist. If you are, why when and why did you become one? Okay, well that's a kind of big one. I am agnostic atheist. What that means is I don't believe in any of I don't believe in any of the deities that people believe in. Like at all. Like if you say God is up there, I'm going no. However, I cannot claim in my limited state of being as just like an 18-year-old on Earth in the year 2012. I'm not going to say that there is no chance whatsoever that there is some kind of higher power that is responsible for the creation of the universe. I don't know, there's just so many things that we don't know and we can't even probably comprehend. I mean, even just imagining the size of the Earth itself is huge. Like, you throw that on a piece of paper and that's all you can really, but you can't see that size, really. So, I'm an agnostic atheist. When and why? I started calling myself an atheist probably around the age of 12, because I couldn't really get into it. Like, if you had asked me at the age of 8, I would have been like, yeah, I'm Christian, but I wouldn't be able to tell you why. Like, you'd sit there and you'd think, why in the world am I thinking that there is a person in the sky who's gonna damn me to hell? And I see this all the time, someone saying, you're going to hell because you don't believe in God. And it's like, what? Or you're gonna go to hell because you think this and that, and it's dumb, and it's really shameful that people think like that. And I didn't like a whole bunch of aspects. And some parts, by the way, I was kind of lazy. I didn't like the aspects of going to church every fucking Sunday or something, and we didn't go to church every Sunday, and that might be somewhat of a reason why, how easily I was able to become atheist. Eventually I started calling myself agnostic atheist because that's what I am. No point in just saying straight out, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in fucking anything. Except for science. I believe in science. Science is really fucking cool. Like, every day you hear something amazing that science has done. Like, let's see. Today, they announced, well, they didn't really announce. There's more stuff on, like, virtual reality. They were like, oh, we could connect soldiers to their weapons and be able to give updates and stuff through it. That's cool. Granted, that's weaponry, but, you know, a lot of times things are developed for the military and then they come on down to the consumer, which is awesome. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm an agnostic atheist, but I've never told my mother that, or my family. My family doesn't know that I'm agnostic atheist, and they pretty much just assume, hey, I'm Christian just like the rest of you guys. And so I participate in prayers and stuff like that without ever telling them that I don't enjoy it in any kind of way. But that's because I accept their beliefs. If you want to believe in all that stuff, whatever. The only time I really berate someone on it is if they start berating me on it, or if I'm in a bad mood. If I read a comment or something and they're just really adamant about their admission to saying God exists and stuff, yeah, I'm gonna fucking yell at you or something. But if you just go, God bless you, I hope you have a good time in heaven. Hey, thanks for the wishes. So, moving on. That one was kind of serious. How long have you known the creatures? By Princess 892007. Huh. Could have sworn I would have included that with the before. I've known... okay, I guess we'll say... I've known Z for a long time. So I guess you could say since 2006 I've known of the creatures. But like the general group, I started watching a bunch of Z's videos after I had him on Steam, because, you know, that's when he started doing them. And that's when I started seeing, oh, he did a video with this person, and that person did videos with this guy, and I was around for a lot of that stuff. I wasn't in really anything until recently, until 2011, but I was around. I was at the first Creature Talk before it was Creature Talk. I remember when they were just like messing around on Ustream, and they're like, let's get everyone in a call and talk. And so yeah, I started doing videos with Chilled, and the rest you can pretty much see through YouTube itself on my old channel. And there are little marks here showing that we're moving all the questions so far were comments directly on the video itself, the video asking for questions. And now these ones were messages sent directly through YouTube. I'm gonna read your names, guys. If you didn't want me to read your name, my bad. But it's just their YouTube username, so it's nothing big. This guy asked, and some of these I kind of changed the wording up so they aren't bad in terms of like grammatical sense. If you were allowed to vote in the last presidential election, who would you vote for? Obama or McCain? Well, I'd vote for Obama. I don't really think McCain would have done a better job than Obama. So yeah, I haven't registered to be able to vote yet, so I can't even say I'd be able to vote for the upcoming elections. So shame on that. Really shame on that. Maybe I should change that. Yeah. So moving on, next one. MGS4 Fan 101 asks, did you ever regret retiring from your GamerClipz account? Okay. Yeah, he has 3 questions, by the way, in one. So I'll answer his later ones too. Do you ever regret retiring from your GamerClipz channel? I sometimes do, but not really. Like, I miss, you know, having that big 1,600 some videos there existing, because it let me show that I have a history with YouTube, like a real history, a real solid thing that people could go and head and be like, oh, he's done a lot of videos, holy shit, he's someone I can respect. And now I'm on this and I only have 100 videos, and to some people 100 videos is a lot, but to me it's not. Like, when someone says, oh, I reached 1,000 videos, man, that was a lot of work, and you do 10-minute videos? Bitch, please. But that's about it. That's really all I regret for moving from GamerClipz. I much prefer having the name GaLmHD than GamerClipz, because a lot of people just never even knew, like, acknowledged the very first 5 seconds of a video. From the very get-go, my first video says, blah, 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 I'm GaLm. Not even those exact words. I didn't really go, blah, 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 I'm GaLm. But maybe I'll do that one day. Hey, guys, blah, 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 I'm GaLm. But, yeah, that's it. That's all I regret not having that entire thing. But that's why it's my goal within the next 2 years. Well, not really the next 2 years. By the end of 2013, I want to have more videos than I ever did on GamerClipz. Got some work to do. The next question he asked was, do you plan to continue doing LPs when in college? I think I actually answered this a while ago, but yeah, when I start college, I do want to continue doing LPs because it's just something I want to do. In fact, it's one of the reasons how come I don't really want to. One of the choices that's kind of being forced on to me is joining the military, most likely the Air Force. But I don't really want to do that because that's an entire change to my lifestyle, and I want to keep doing LPs, even if it's only 1 video a day, which I'd hate, but I want to continue doing it. So yeah. Next one is, how did you meet Mikelat? That one is really off to the side. Whoops. Kind of offside, but I met Mike through a fan. He knows who he is if he ever even watches my videos anymore. He asked, hey, you want to join me and Mike? And then I was like, Mike? And by the way, I knew who Mike was long before I met him. I was watching his first Let's Play, like, as he started. I don't know how I got there, but I watched Mike for a long time. So when I joined the fan in a game of Minecraft, and there he was, that was pretty cool. And I joined their community. Unfortunately, I haven't done anything with Mike, like, ever. And if he ever, like, watches this, or if one of you ever goes to his channel and says something, Mike, I'm available, okay? Just ask me. So if he ever wants to do something, sure, I'm up for it, man. I really am. We were actually going to do Battlefield 3, but he did it with somebody else, and I had a crappy computer at the time, and I was kind of like putting off people like, you want to do Battlefield 3? No, I have a shitty computer. And then I ended up doing it with Chilled anyways. So, yeah. Come at me, Mike. Next question is by ShadowfangGaming. How did your videos get noticed? I answered this before, but... No, actually, no, I didn't really answer this directly. This was during the tips thing where I kind of got lost and stuff. Originally, I think when my videos really started to get noticed was Singularity. My Singularity LP, before I did my Singularity LP, back in 2000, what was it, 10? Yeah, before I did my Singularity LP in 2010 of June, or June of 2010, I had 100 subscribers. By the end of June, I had 500 subscribers. So there was a very big difference. And this just kind of started piling up on each other. And by October of 2010, I had 1,000 subscribers. And by January of 2011, I had 2,000 subscribers. And by the end of 2011, I had 13,000 subscribers. Which, to some people, the really higher up people who got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers in a year, compared to them, I didn't really get anywhere. But I'm kind of happy where I got noticed with the Singularity LP stuff because I think I was the first person, one of the first people to put up an LP of it. So a lot of people came over, saw that, and was like, hey, this guy's alright. The only problem is that I did the Singularity LP on an energy drink because I was fucking tired as all hell, and I did it in one sit-through. Like, okay, 2 sit-throughs, but it was the same night. Like, I recorded a bunch of hours, and then I took like an hour break because I was being yelled at by my mom. I get yelled at. There have been so many times where I've cut off an LP in the middle of it because of my mom. That got noticed, and that was pretty cool. Anything else I don't really know about? I had 3,000 subscribers before I started really doing videos with Chilled, and to be honest, that's pretty much a large majority of how I got noticed. Chilled and Z and anybody else, any other big people that I've done videos with, they're responsible for a very large majority of you guys being over here watching. But for the old fans that have been around since like Fear or Mass Effect or Singularity and shit like that, you guys are awesome. I'm fucking glad you're still around. I know one of them actually asked a question. His name was Miguel, and he mentioned that he was around, and I recognize his name too. So, you know, getting recognized, you can either get it through being around other people or being lucky, I guess. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, ShadowfangGaming. I hope I read your name before, but that was reassurance. Ooh, we're actually nearing the end of this. This is a long video, by the way. This is like around an hour or so already. I don't know how many of you guys are still here, but I'm still answering questions. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions left that I have remaining out of the ones that I chose. Why do you record your sound with Audacity during a live commentary if Fraps can record the game audio and your mic at the same time? Well, for a couple of reasons. First, when I started doing Let's Plays, Fraps wasn't capable of recording. Fraps was fucking not as advanced as it is now, and Fraps hasn't really gone all that far since then, by the way. But back then, you couldn't record Fraps with your mic and the game sounds. And I was like, okay, whatever. But nowadays, now that you can, I tried it out a couple of times, and the mic quality's really different. And not only is it different, but then you have to adjust the game audio and stuff. And I like being able to have my audio from Audacity, which, by the way, I'm actually recording my audio in Audacity with this video too. But I like having a separate line with the Audacity audio for my mic, so I can adjust it, whether I make it louder or I cut off a part. Maybe I fucking whack my dick off in the middle of an LP or something, which I haven't done, by the way. But if I ever did, I'd probably want to mute it. And it'd be nice to be able to do that without like affecting the game audio, or maybe the game audio is too loud. Like with Fallout, the game audio is fucking deafening at max volume. And with Sony Vegas, I can adjust it as needed. Sometimes I mess it up, sometimes I do like not really get the audio right. Like maybe the game is too quiet or I'm too loud. But yeah, it's pretty good. By the way, around this time, I apologize if audios are really fucked. I can only hear from the left side of this headset, so I can't actually hear. I'm basically going, is it? It sounds alright. I can hear myself in the game is there. Posting it! So I do apologize if that annoyed anybody around this time period. I should have a new mic in a few months, so bear with me. But yeah, I like being able to control the audios. Mic quality is kind of better when you record throughout Audacity. And yeah, next question is really short. The shortest one out of there is, oh, by the way, the last guy, I forgot to mention that. The last one is by Smoke3545. What's up, bro? Next question is, how tall are you? By Mylush for the win, or FTW rather. I am 5'11". It's either 5'9" through 5'11". I'm not really sure, but I'd like the last time my size was measured, I was a sophomore, and I was 5'9" then. So I'd like to assume I grew up a little bit, right? And I've always been like compared to the size of my friends who are 5'11" and 5'10". So yeah, that was pretty simple. Next question is by Fireball1241. He asks, do you think being a big-ish YouTuber has changed your daily lifestyle? Sorta, kinda. Not really. Mostly because I'm not like a super giant YouTuber who can like go on vacations and show up at shows and be super celebrity awesome. I'm incapable of moving out to another state and like being in a super mansion. But yeah, not really. I think the only thing that changed my lifestyle a lot was probably graduating from high school. I have a lot of free time now. But for the most part, I still post videos. And that's what really matters there. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how. We'll see. Again, a reminder is that I never made a single cent from my videos before 2012. So we'll see where that gets me when I can actually like afford. This is a random fun fact. A large majority of my Steam games are gifted to me by friends. So the game with friends and fans so far. So yeah, we'll see where this year takes us. And we're moving on to the last two. These were on Twitter. These were asked a while ago. Let me see if I actually got any more since I started. Yeah, okay. Nothing really there. I mentioned that I was doing that I lost the questions on Twitter, and I got 4 questions through Twitter, but 2 of them were relevant to other things in the past. So here are the other 2, and this one is by Simi X Shimmy. She asks, how was/is your school experience? Good times or bad times? My school experience was pretty neutral. I wasn't I didn't really do extracurricular activities, so I wasn't like a popular person in any kind of big clique or anything like that. My group of friends was pretty small. I had like 7 to 15 people that I hanged out with. And they weren't... that was the only PC gamer in the group. And they had like PS3s, which I don't have. I still don't have, by the way. So I never really played with them that much, so... School was alright. I didn't really do well at school because I actually skipped a lot of days. And this was a dumb thing for me to do, by the way. I was skipping before I even started doing videos, and eventually I started skipping to do videos, which was a bad idea. Some days I'd just be like, oh no, I need to record some more footage, or I'd be late to the bus. And the only way to, like, before my last year of high school, the only way I could get to school was taking the bus. So if I missed the bus, that kind of fucked me over. And that kind of sucked. But eventually in my last year of high school, I realized I could walk to school. It took me 2 hours to do it, but I could walk to school. This was kind of a pointless endeavor, by the way, because if you were absent in one class at my school, you were considered absent for all the classes. Or rather, it counted as a whole day of being absent, not really being absent from every class. But yeah, so I'd missed like 3 classes, and my grades in school weren't all that impressive. But I'd like to think that I'm not dumb. So I never, a lot of people, this was kind of brought up by a couple of people, were you ever bullied in school? Also voice crack. I should probably take a drink of water. Ooh. Alright, so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, was I ever bullied in school? Not really. The only negative experiences I had with other people were like the generic jock types or like popular kid types. Sometimes they would come over to my group and, like, you know, do that thing where they're being funny in their heads and to their friends, and they just kind of like, so what are you guys doing? That's cool. That's cool. Nerds. Except imagine that with black people. Really ghetto, gangsta acting black people. And you'd pretty much have most interactions. It was kind of different in the last year of high school because my friends started playing Magic the Gathering. And I have my cards sitting right behind me, actually, because I got some later on. But yeah, they started playing Magic the Gathering at our lunch table publicly, and that was an interesting time. But I don't really regret anything. The good times was pretty much any time I was with my group of friends or anyone from the group of friends. They were pretty cool. They were chill. All the neutral times, everything else in school. Like I said, never did extracurricular stuff, so everything else was just monotone and boring. I had a couple of cool teachers, though. That was great. So, yeah. School was alright. Maybe even meh. Yeah. And the last one is by Nukester. And he asked, what was your most nervous gaming moment? Alright. And I don't really have, like... Oh, okay. I got one for you. Alright. Back in 2010, I think, before Halo Reach, the week before Halo Reach came out, I said in my mind, I want to do 2 things before Halo Reach comes out. I want to become a general in Halo 3, and I want to unlock recon armor in Halo 3. I never got the general thing because, like, that would have been a lot of work. I got to the point where all I needed to do was either get 500 more XP, which meant playing 500 more times and winning all those matches, which I wasn't about to do a week before Halo Reach, or getting to level 50 in a matchmaking list. And I was level 44 in Lone Wolves. but that didn't work out. I didn't want to do it. I was like, no. So moving on, I started doing the Vidmaster achievements to get the recon armor, and the last thing we did was the Halo 3 ODST Vidmaster achievement, where you had to live a bunch of waves and rounds and stuff on heroic difficulty. And it was a nervous moment because we had no lives left when we got it. We had one person left. And I thought I saved the film, otherwise I'd like show it on the screen or something, but we didn't. Basically, it was 3 of us. And you need 4 people to do it, I think. But there were 3 of us, and I had my bad controller on the second account as like a guest, and that works out. So the way it ended up happening was on the last wave, we had ran out of lives. It was just the 4 of us left, and I was like, all right, let's do this. Don't fuck up. And we were being really serious about this because we had been playing for 2 or 3 hours, and we didn't want to like lose out. So I get blown up by a grenade, and I was like, shit, fuck, okay, I gotta move to my second controller. And this was a good thing, by the way. I was like, all right, I'm on my second controller, let's do this. And one of the other guys dies, and we're left with 3 brutes left, right? And I come over and I smack one in the back, I melee him in the back, assassinate him, and my controller dies. It was my bad controller. It's somewhere around this room still. But basically the controller, ever since the day I got it, which was the first day on my Xbox, by the way, the controller that came with my Xbox 360 was shitty from the first day. But it would disconnect, and it disconnected right after I punched this elite in the back. Or not elite, brute. I punched the brute in the back, and it died. In which I proceeded to be killed by 2 more brutes. This left us with 1 guy. 1 guy with no lives left, and we were just watching going, dude, don't fuck this up. You can do it. We believe in you, man. Come on. And he shot both of them, and he got whacked by a brute and almost died. He had no shield. Or not shield. He had no real amounts of health left. And then he headshotted him. And we respawned, and we were like, oh my god. Finally, because we had been doing all the other ones before, so that was the moment we unlocked the recon stuff, and I was like, yes, that's fucking awesome. And I went online and I started talking to all my friends like, dude, I just unlocked recon in Halo 3, fuck yeah. But I was nervous as shit. I was probably, if we had lost, I would have probably cried myself to sleep that night. So yeah. On other notes, I was gonna say this first. Probably anytime I'm playing StarCraft 2, I'm having like a near heart attack. Like it's really bad, and it's kind of one of the reasons why I don't really play StarCraft 2 a lot. It's just when I'm really into StarCraft, woo, shit gets real. Shit gets real. Even though I suck at the game, and I think that's even more of a reinforcing point. It's just like, oh god, where is he? Is he? I hope he didn't make Banshees. Because I don't have any anti-air. Oh, shit. There's Banshees in my base. Oh, heart attack. Oh, I need to stop playing. Oh, man. So, yeah, those are my nervous moments. And that was the last question for this Q&A, which has lasted over an hour. And if you got through this entire thing, you're fucking awesome. And, this was kind of fun. I was really nervous about it at first because I was like, oh man, what are they gonna think? Should I do anything really special about it and stuff? But this is a Q&A. I did the whole point. I answered questions. At least I hopefully I satisfied everybody's questions that I did answer. So that was pretty cool. Thanks for watching if you did get through. If you have any questions, and hopefully they aren't any of the questions that I already answered here. But if you have any questions that are different or something, or you want to engage in like full-on philosophical kind of things, that wouldn't be bad. I liked being able to do long answers and stuff, even though I got a little bit distracted. Next time I'll be a little bit more prepared hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace.